Hi, this is Marilyn Lohman, Service Hydrologist at WFO Pendleton. I will be reviewing the mountain snowpack and water supply forecasts across the Pendleton forecast area as of January 2013. This map, produced by the Natural Resource Conservation Service, shows the percent of normal snow water equivalent, or the amount of water being held in the snowpack, for the various basins across the state of Washington. We saw good amounts of snow in the higher elevations during the latter part of the month of December. The lower Snake Basin in southeast Washington has the lowest amounts across the state, with snow water equivalency near 85% of normal. In the Cascades, the snow water was around 120% of normal in the upper Yakima Basin and around 140% of normal in the lower Yakima Basin. In the next few slides, we'll take a look at a few locations within each of the basins to see how the snowpack has changed. These charts show the snow water equivalent for the water year October through September. The blue line is the maximum observed, while the red line is the minimum. The green line is the average. Using these charts, we can see how the snow water equivalent accumulates throughout the winter and spring and compare it to the average. The Touchet Snotel site is in the Walla Basin around 5,500 feet. We can see the black line showing the observed snow water equivalent has been increasing through late fall and winter and is slightly below normal. The Sassy Ridge Snotel site is located in the upper Yakima Basin at about 4,200 feet. Looking at the black line, we can see that there was steady accumulation throughout the month, and this site is slightly above normal. The Bumping Ridge Snotel site is about elevation 4,600 feet and is in the central Washington Cascades. This area continued to see a strong increase during the last part of the month and continues to rise through early January with amounts above normal. Looking at Oregon, across the Oregon portion of the Pendleton forecast area, the snowpack is slightly below normal, with the least amount in the far northeast corner, with amounts about 70% of normal, for the Grande, Powder, Burnt, and Imnaha basins. The upper Deschutes and Crooked basins are slightly above normal with about 108% of normal, while the Grande and Umatilla basins are 90% of normal. We'll take a look at some individual sites within the basins in the next several slides. In the lower Deschutes Columbia Basin, the Clear Lake Snotel is at an elevation 3,500 feet. Looking at the black line, the current year observation, this site saw a strong increase during mid to late December and is currently slightly below normal. In the upper Deschutes Basin, Three Creek Meadows Snotel site is at around 5,600 feet, and we can look at the solid black line and note that the site saw steady accumulation during December and is currently just near normal. Further east in the Grande Basin, we can use the Blue Mountain Springs Snotel site at 5,900 feet. This location shows a pretty good increase throughout the month of December, but remains below normal. For the rest of the Blue Mountains, we can use the High Ridge site at 4,900 feet. Looking at the black line, we can see that there was steady accumulation during the month of December, but it still remains below normal. And finally, in northeast Oregon, we can look at the Ronde Basin. In the Moss Springs Snotel site at 5,800 feet, also showed some increase during the month, but remains much below normal. The Northwest River Forecast Center uses Ensemble Streamflow Prediction, or ESP, generated forecasts as the official water supply method. This year, new 30-year runoff normals covering the years 1981 to 2010 are being used. For all of the published locations, these updated normals are less than the previous 1971 to 2000 dataset. This is due to the relatively dry runoff period from 2001 to 2010. New ESP forecasts will be published on the Northwest River Forecast Center's website at a minimum of once per week, but may be updated daily at the discretion of the Northwest River Forecast Center. For updated forecasts and more information on ESP forecasts, please see the River Forecast Center's website at the address given. For the Yakima River system, we will look at the Yakima River near Parker. Looking at the plot, the solid green line is the 30-year normal. The box plots show the entire range of forecast values, with the blue dot at the 50th percentile or most likely value. We will be using the 50th percentile and comparing it to normal. At this time, the Yakima River near Parker is expected to see about 125 to 130% of the 30-year normal water volume for the period April through September. The forecasted volume of water, the blue dot, that is expected to pass through the Grande River near Troy is currently at 105% of normal. The model used to produce these figures uses the current 10 days of forecasted precipitation and assumes normal precipitation throughout the rest of the forecast period. For the Umatilla River at Pendleton, for the period April through September, the forecast calls for around 85% of normal. This lower value corresponds to the below normal snowpack seen in the previous slides. The water supply point, the Columbia River at the Dalles, can be an indicator for the entire Columbia Basin. Once again, we see the average plotted in green, with the most likely value, the blue dot. The volume for the April through September period is expected to be slightly above normal at 101%. The previously seen plots are available in a more interactive form on the Northwest River Forecast Center's website at the address listed on the final slide. The 3-month outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for January through March shows equal chances of below or above normal temperatures and precipitation. Thus, we would expect to see near normal wintertime weather throughout the coming weeks, with both wet and dry periods as well as warm and cold temperatures. Once again, additional water supply forecasts and the interactive forecasts can be found at the Northwest River Forecast Center's webpage at the address listed on the slide. If you have any questions, please contact me by email or by the phone number listed here. Please join me again in February as we continue to assess the snowpack and water supply forecasts for the coming summer.